And industry stakeholders and consumers alike regard security as one of the primary underpinnings for all digital offerings coming from service providers. As more and more apps and services move towards the cloud, making the noise deafening, we must ask ourselves if we as an industry are on the productive side of the hype curve. Here to tell us just that is Dr. Adam Drobot, President and Chairman of OpenTechWorks, which solves major adoption challenges for open technology solutions within government and corporate IT environments. And Adam, welcome to the program today.
Thank you.
Thanks for making it in. I know you have a flight to catch in just a couple of hours, so we'll get you in and out of here as soon as we can.
Sounds good.
We're here to talk about the CTO Council meeting 2012. That's going to be in Austin, Texas on December 11th, I believe. Can you give us an overview, first of all, before we get into the rest of the program, about that meeting?
Okay, so we had a very successful CTO Council meeting at Inside the Network in Dallas. I think what we tried to do is make sure that our CTOs, in fact, had a chance to make their voice heard, to ask questions that were relevant to them and their businesses. And we were very, very grateful, in fact, to have two of our service providers there, both AT&T and CenturyLink. Their CTOs were with us. And I would say we spent wrapped in 1.5 hours actually having a fairly deep dialogue with them. Okay, and I believe it was an eye-opener both for the service providers and for our CTOs for TIA. We're going to repeat, I think, that experience in Austin, hopefully make it better. And we've chosen two topics for this, which we think are timely. The first deals with the cloud. There's a lot of investment, lots of noise about that right now. And the second one is really security, which affects, I would say, the whole industry, essentially, all the way from us as vendors to the service providers and the way they work, essentially. Okay.
Now, you mentioned the cloud and security as kind of overarching topics at the 2012 CTO Council meeting. Let's start with security. I think is a relationship and perspective between the service provider, consumers, and the enterprise. What do you say when, I guess, a component of the enterprise says, "Can I trust the services that I'm using right now?" What's the general overarching answer there?
Okay, so we believe in the least that as the vendors and the suppliers to the community, we're working on solutions that make that possible. Okay? For the service providers, I think it's important that they have confidence in those solutions, they deploy them in the right way, and basically I think what the service providers are finding is that there are more and more business opportunities built around those services. Okay, but the uptake can only happen if consumers have that trust and enterprises have that trust. Okay? So can I share my data with somebody who's in the cloud? Can I conduct a transaction and make sure that it doesn't get corrupted in some way? Lots of questions like that. Okay? And I'd say the whole industry is focused on how do we do that better so more enterprises and more consumers come to the table. That's what drives business.
Now, Adam, of course, there's a tremendous burden on service providers and operators out there to provide this security, but there's also a burden on the enterprise and consumers to digest what it takes to be secure. Is that burden too high?